have a service call here on this Temperzone ducted unit. The call was basically that the thermostat was displaying fault, so popped up there and it was definitely displaying a fault. It was also in Fahrenheit for some weird reason, so adjusted that back to Celsius. But yeah, we'll pull the cover off and see if the board's displaying a fault down here. Hey, so finally got the cover off. It can be quite frustrating with these Temperzones. They put a little screw up there, so you need to like take this lid off so you can prop it up to get to it. I mean, and to take the lid off entirely, there's like so many, anyway, there's way too many screws. We have got a fault. Let's see what it says. Discharge superheat. Okay, high discharge superheat. Okay, so, and to be honest with you, it's not that surprising. I was looking at this early when I was taking the cover off, and it did look quite oily. Now, especially there, I don't know if that's going to come across. Also, I just wiped away a lot of it with my fingers. But, it's not really coming up. But yeah, you can see it looks quite oily there. I reckon we're going to have something's going on here for sure. Yeah. Well, before we do anything, we'll get the leak detector out and we'll just do a quick sniff around this area and see what we can find. Just for those that are wondering, high discharge superheat, or discharge superheat in general, I guess, is your condensing temp, I should say your discharge temperature minus your condensing temperature. So usually I think from memory, Temperzone might be looking for around like anywhere between 10 to 45K. Obviously a big range there, but anything over that will give a fault. Actually, I'll jump into the manual and suss out exactly what that number is. So yeah, the manual says, I'll throw up the screen grab, but yeah, for greater than 45K for over 30 minutes at 100% capacity or whatever. Anyway, so things that'll cause that low on refrigerant. So, because basically if you haven't got, the cooling coming back to your compressor's going to run hotter, which means you're going to have a hotter discharge line, which means your discharge temp's going to creep up. Therefore, high discharge superheat. So again, we will jump into leak searching this area. I'm going to start right here because that is the most oily spot I can see. Even with the wind blowing around, I'm still getting a hit. Yeah, so we're getting a hit around there. I'll keep looking. I guarantee you if I take those caps off that those shredders will be leaking, eh? Let's do it. See if we can hear it actually. No pressure build up on that one. Actually doesn't look oily, that one. Oh, you watch. I'll get proven wrong here. There we go. Yeah, both leaking. Anyway, what I might do, I'll just do a quick leak search of this. I'm gonna go get some Big Blue and I'm gonna hit this area right here. Because yeah, that is definitely the most oily section I can see. Doesn't look like it's been replaced. Could have just, yeah, I don't know. We'll go grab some Big Blue and we'll hit that area. Got the Big Blue. I'm just gonna isolate this thing now. Because yeah, we don't need power in anymore. All right, grab. So we can grab but looks like something's already building up down there. Might be a very slow leak, but there's definitely something going on there. I've hit this as well. See if I can really see. Oh no, hold on. It says, okay. Looks like a microcluster developing. I might monitor that. That may have just been me. I don't think it was, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a leak there. You can see that one. Yeah, it just keeps growing. This one over here, I think, was just me. I mean, the bottle is kind of almost empty. Hold on. So maybe it was just me. Anyway, we know we've got a leak there. I've hit everything else around here. Obviously, we'll replace those shredder cores when we come back and do the repair. Actually, I would be kind of interested to see what the standing pressures are currently. So standing pressures aren't actually that bad. You know, it might only be slightly low. Either way, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reset power to this unit. We'll see if it fires up. I might have to go turn on the thermostat. We can measure our discharge superheat from here, and we can relate it to that as well. And what I might even do is we'll confirm while we're here as well that obviously our sensors are reading correctly. So our discharge thermistor is right there, and our high pressure transducer is somewhere. Oh, it must be this. Probably that, yeah. So we can actually see those readings. Again, this is the UC8 board. So from that, we can actually see the readings, which is great. So yeah, we'll turn this thing on and see what happens. Compressor's just kicked on now. Check what our pressures are doing. It's the capacity control. Alright, I'm going to jump in now and test, see what those sensors are reading. Let's have a look, shall we? .586. I'm going to just check that on my probe. That was reading pretty good. Now our discharge temperature, 54. That's again reading pretty good. So those sensors I'm pretty confident are reading correctly. Whoops. We're currently reading 29 discharge superheat, so we'll keep monitoring. When that fan comes on, you can see the pressures now. I'll chuck them up. But once that fan comes on, my suction and my condensing temp absolutely plummet. Now, I've got to remember, because I'm fairly confident that with these Temperzones, the outdoor fan is trying to maintain like a 30, no, it could even be higher than that, like in the mid 40s condensing temp. So I've got to work that out, because it seems like this is kicking on too soon and then staying on too long. So I'm just going to double check something. So I just jumped into the manual, and yeah, so in cooling mode, which is what this is in now, the outdoor fan is trying to maintain a 38 degree condensing temp, but this is kicking on at about 34 and then plummeting it to about 19 degrees. That doesn't seem right. So might have to try to work out. I might actually just quickly go through and check all of those sensors. So I've kind of just been watching it do a couple of cycles. Look, what I think's happening, the thing is obviously low on gas. We know it's low on gas. Because it's low on gas, what will be happening, or at least what I think is happening, is, you know, the condensing temp rises. Like I said, this thing's trying to maintain 38 degrees. Now, so it cuts in and say, you know, I'm reading 34 that it's cutting in at, but let's just say it's cutting at 38 degrees, right? But because there's obviously low gas, there's not enough volume there. So when it does kick in, the temperature is absolutely just dropping. And then by the time this board realizes what's going on, it cuts the fan out, but you know, it's already dropped it down pretty low. So what we'll have to do, I'm going to tag this out. I'm not going to, it's in a common area, which, you know, they're not desperate for it yet. They're more worried about cooling, coming into the warmer months. But I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to have to worry about heating for a little while, cooling for a little while. So we'll lock this thing out. We'll get this accumulator replaced. We'll charge it up with the correct gas charge, and then we'll make sure that it's all working properly. So still just monitoring. You can see discharge superheat, 51 degrees. So what I've decided to do is, basically, I've disconnected A1 on the compressor contactor just so they can still have some form of like air circulation in there. They've got other units in like the adjacent areas, but at least this way they'll still be able to use the fan. So basically we will just leave that system on so they can use the fan, but so the compressor doesn't kick on, I've disconnected the actual contactor. So yeah, until we come back and do the repair. Thanks for watching.